What is going on? I'm Zmot. Today is Friday. Well, today's Thursday, but we're going to record for Friday, trying to stay ahead of the curve. We've got code Zmot in that shop. We are going to focus primarily on warships at the moment. Going to try and sneak in some operation attacks and stuff like that later on. If you have questions about the boom pass, about this trader, about anything at all, don't forget to hit me up in the comments or do check my recent videos. Have been trying to cover all aspects of the game. This is my base. Actually, to be completely transparent, this is Knight Wada's base, but I just went 5 engine rooms. And how I managed to get there was by grinding my way out and getting to rank 18 with no mortars and no sniper towers, which was a giant pain in the butt. I will show you that base in case you're in that scenario. Shout out to Joe there, a name that I recognize. Gonna show you some of these hits now. Because at the 4 engine room level, I did not have key defenses. You notice that I had to be very, very, very quick. Managed to come up with a half decent base that I'll show you right here. This base was the final end result. So if you want to copy that, do take a screenshot. There's a shock mine hidden back in there. Some other there's 4 mines hidden in behind that trophy. But otherwise, this is the base, and it did fairly well, but it doesn't work miracles. So as you saw there, opponents still getting very, very quick times. I'll show you my 317. This is all I've been doing. Like, I am using 1 boat of heavies. The flag is way up the beach. The bombardier, the melon bombardier's flag is down low. And then just going. You'll notice that I only have 1 boat of heavies. Everything else is melons, and intentionally dropping these 2 flags first, then this one. That way, let's get some drawing done here just to make this a little bit more clear. We want these buildings to be gone so that these guys get to that flag right about there and continue forwards. We don't want them to be coming to the right-hand side there, because if they come this way, bad things will happen. We won't be nearly as fast. So bombardiers getting to that flag and then moving forward. That is vital, vital, vital for being fast. And then it's just waiting for this bottom engine room to pop. And as soon as it does, we throw a flare, and we don't even have time to flare in this instance. But it just shows that our drop was so well done. Very, very happy with that. Moving up to 315. Gotta be so gosh darn fast. And again, right-hand side, you see it right there. 1 up front, 2 in behind, and then again, trying to time things. We know there's going to be some mines back in there. We don't want to shock that mortar, so we throw some critters out there. Those critters do distract that mortar, and then just waiting for our troops to get a move on. And by the way, if you are lower in the tree, if you aren't, or higher in the tree for that matter, but if you are not at the spot where you can get to 5 engine rooms yet, hopefully this does act as a lightning rod or whatever the heck those things are called. Again, just getting that flare out the second we can. Like, before that bottom engine room has exploded, you've got to be a bit risky, and some of these losses down in here are because I was too risky, so you just gotta go, go, go. As Brick says, I do believe. Anyways, again, same thing over and over. I was doing fancy tricks where you flare that engine room and then drop some things over here, but by simplifying it, dumbing it down a little bit, I made it more repeatable for myself, also for you guys, so just get your troops going. Use those flags as smart as you can, and you can't use flags in a smart way when you have active flares for obvious reasons, because troops will go to the flares instead of to the flags. If you're at the 3 engine room level or the 4 engine room level and you're thinking, hey, do I want to go back and get sniper towers or mortars, or it's too late for that. Yesterday you could have gone, or 2 days ago you could have gone back and gotten sniper towers and mortars and gotten into 19. It was very hard even to get into 18, but there is a plus side. having 5 engine rooms is going to be absolutely, absolutely huge. As I do a quick review of my tech tree, shocks not maxed, not super important. Flares at tick 2, you probably want tick 3. I am using tick 2 flares in very, very tight spots, and it has bitten me in the butt a couple times, but when they work incredibly well. GBE at tick 3, brick at tick 4. I know early on in the season we had brick at tick 1, but battle orders does make your troops move faster and do more damage, so do upgrade that, and don't waste tokens on things like rocket launchers or Kavan or building damage or shock blasters. There's no advantage to it. I think I managed to get a 317 against someone with a shock blaster, managed to get a 320 against someone with rocket launchers, but you're not going to get those times against someone with a 5. 5 beats 4 unless your 5 base is completely and utterly awful. I think my fastest time against a 5 was 3 minutes and 14 seconds, but that was me dropping 8 boats of melon bombardiers and just absolutely kamikaze rushing. They also did not have shock mines or boom cannons, so very, very edge case. Now, we are going to get a 4 engine room base here, just by default. The fact that it's spun more than 4 or 5 seconds means we're probably going to get a 4, at which case we can take a bit of a breath because they're going to be around the 3-minute mark or so. And we are used to getting 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so we get a bit of a reprieve. And I will be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if we get our heavy up against that wall at the very top of that ramp, they're going to walk left to that machine gun, going to clear all of those mines. That is going to be step 1. Dropping those bombardiers up towards the top of that ramp, fairly important. And the reason why you want to get them up towards the top of that ramp, otherwise they're going to turn left towards that cannon, and we really don't want them to turn left. I also notice I did not do my battle orders until that cannon was gone. That is very strategic as well. We really want our troops to go towards SB1 or whatever the heck that's called. Now that that's gone, let's get that flare going. I flared a little bit early, but we do have some critters on there that might just save the day for us. Let's flare back just to try to salvage this. I told you we didn't have to be too fast, and then I went too fast. So we screwed up the attack and still got 3 minutes 7 seconds. Just goes to show that once you figure out the one heavy 7 melons, you're gonna get pretty darn good times, and they got a good time. They went fast. They got 3 minutes, even with brick dying, but we still picked up the win by using that simple hit. Like I said, you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to worry about flare times and shocking when your heavies are running through a spot. It's dead simple. And I talked about it a little bit there. I'll show you my replay here. So in the event that let's just probably want to pause that. We'll just leave it running in the background. In the event that you drop your melon bombardiers down here, they're going to go this way. By dropping them up in here, they come through all of this stuff. So using your flags, more important this season than any season I can remember, straight up because it is a base race. And on the base race, you gotta be super on it. I am gonna do a mini push here because getting into 19, possibly even 20 should be possible. There aren't many people at the 5 engine room level, and you take those losses, you take it on the chin with when you don't have things. Like at the 4 engine room level, it was very tough to beat people who had sniper towers and mortars, but they are going to be at least 8 hours behind getting into that 5 engine room level, unless they've made it to 20, of course, and in which case they're going to be up towards the top of that leaderboard. So collecting gold, scrimp and save, get your butts in to 5 engine rooms. You will not regret it. Again, up top, down bottom, and then one over here. We're gonna go one about here, and then I'm gonna go 3 up the top. That might seem a little bit crazy, and we're gonna have to be a little bit careful because otherwise those things are gonna eat our troops up. But don't have to babysit that right-hand side. All we need to babysit at this point is this boom cannon right about here, and our troops have not gotten there yet. Now that they're starting to get close to that, we are going to throw a shock towards the back. We have shocked both of the important boom cannons. Let's throw some critters. Now, it is all about battle orders. The faster you can get your battle orders out, the better. We are not going to be super duper quick on this one. We're still going to get a decent time, but just could not flare down there. So 3 minutes, 9 seconds, well recording and talking to you guys. I will take that as decent. I'm going to do far better by myself on my couch with my feet up. So if I can get 309 with you guys, and by the way, quick note, notice that that right there is one tile off of the edge. You can have people or melon bombardiers shooting across that gap, so don't let them take that without coming around the horn. And you'll notice that we do have shock mines hidden by some of these things, so that booms had to come around that horn. We are picking up easy wins, and my goodness, it is way less stressful now being at 5. And I had to get into 18 just to have a chance to get into 5 before tomorrow, because my next chest comes at 1 a.m. and I ain't playing at 1 a.m. We'll do one more here. Hopefully that has covered that attack strategy. And if people don't have boom cannons, just go 8 boats melons. It is crazy, but you've got critters, and those people are few and far between at the 5 engine room level. So I would love for us to match a 5 right now, but I think it's going to be all 4s because most of the 5s have moved up into the 19 and 20 range, which I'm hoping to do here. So Cyber Trader should be gone, I assume, by the time that you guys get this. Like I said, I've had all sorts of videos this week trying to show the missions for the boom pass, trying to show some ways to get through them quickly, some little tidbits and glitches, and so do check out the other videos on my channel. I will be throwing a bunch of them up there in the cards. Some of you can find the cards, some of you can't. It really depends on how you're playing them, whether it's like embedded on Reddit or if you're just watching on the actual YouTube app. Now this one, gotta be a little bit more careful. That boom cannon on the left will eat up our troops. That mortar will also eat up our troops. So I'm gonna go back to 2 boats of heavies. You don't really need to, but because you guys are here and I really don't want to screw this up, we're gonna go something like this, and then all of this stuff on that far left-hand side. Throwing shocks out because why the heck not? Just trying our darndest to get our troops going. Now, none of them are going to go towards that back boom cannon, unfortunately. This person's defenses are laid out fairly well. We have got a shock out in advance, which should help us get onto that back boom cannon. You can see we don't have many troops that have made that left-hand turn though, so we are just gonna have to hang out here, and I hate hanging out here. It is rough sledding, but thankfully we are at the 5 engine room level, so we are going to get that flare out. We're going to get some critters back there and just hope and pray that all of our bombardiers hit that gosh darn engine room. Double flare. We have probably lost as a 5 engine room, which frankly is embarrassing. That was not a good attack. I beat Flynnbow earlier in the day. We beat them again. Sorry, Flynnbow. Flynnbow was one of the players that I was in my log when I was pushing towards 18. So GG Flynnbow. And you saw there, like, if a 5 engine room screws up their attack, you're gonna have a rough go. So if you match against a 5, don't give up, don't auto retreat. You can beat them. I am going to continue to push this into 19, but we'll do that a little bit later on. Trying to spread the boom beach love here a little bit. Now, speaking of spreading the love, I have been trying to use green tanks just because I like the fact that the skin does exist. I like the fact they've brought cosmetics to Boom Beach. I am not generally a big fan of the troop skins, but I really, really do like this island skin that we've got proudly displayed right about here. If you want to see how the heck I got it so quickly, you guessed it, there is a video on how to do that up in that neighborhood. I am most excited about building skins. I don't know if we're going to get boom cannon skins or rocket launcher skins, but we are going to jump in and do duality. One of the things that you guys have commented that you really like, that I 1000% agree, are these critter cannons. I love me some critter cannons. So we are going to throw some GBE about here. We're going to get you out. Then we're going to get these guys chucking some critters as well. And then as soon as Bullet gets a little bit farther out there, we are going to drop those laser rangers and then just absolutely crush all of this stuff. Assuming I don't screw this attack up too badly, I have already made one glaring mistake, and that is the fact that we have got Bullet with the wrong ability loaded. So our laser rangers are absolutely chewing through all of these defenses, but they would be doing far better if we could get Bullet to be taunting. I gotta say, I love laser rangers with these critter launchers. They make for a very good time. We also obviously have that great tribe that is the whatever the heck you call it, the artillery tribe. The problem now, we need to get the heck out. We need to pull out as soon as we can, because otherwise those flotsam cannons are going to absolutely eat up our troops, and we're going to have to do that a couple times. And the more times you have to pull out, the harder it's going to be, and we are very close to losing all of these laser rangers. Don't have the GBE to keep Bullet alive, unfortunately, but we should be able to keep these ladies alive, because I really don't think we have enough to go on without them. No, we've lost every single one of them except for that MVP right there, and she is about to be gone as well. The great thing about this task force, and this, I don't have the join at own risk tags in my name, and I've been harassed about that. JP, I know, Bruddy. I called him Bruddy. Is that kind of like bro and brother and buddy all mixed into one? Anyways, is that this is a 50-person task force, which is great for warships. It also means that I can do silly things like use Bullet and critter launchers and laser rangers on operation attacks. So I don't typically recommend 50-person task forces because there's a lot of administrative overhead and people can hide, but there's also a lot of fun that can be had if you're in the right task force that's getting enough intel. So if you're looking for a task force, do hit me up always. I will find you a home. It will be a good, fun home. I'm not gonna subject you to watching these critter cannons shoot things though. Way too slow. We will, however, do another operation attack. I've got Zookas loaded. We've got Bombardiers loaded. Regular ones, not melon ones. And, ooh, let's do Complex. Complex is a tough hit at all times. One shock there, one shock there. 4 shocks minimum. Maybe 3 shocks. We can probably avoid that one, but this weird extra rocket launcher business back there makes me a little bit nervous. We will do 3 shocks, and we've got a hot beach. This is going to be a tough one. Let's just see if we can find ourselves some powder. I do not have a lot of powder, as you can see. We've got 4 measly stinking powder. So we are going to get GBE is going to be clutch on this one. Don't think we need, you know what, let's just be super cautious. I'm in a task force with, what do we got, 9 players in it doing stronghold. So if I were to fail on this, no one else in the task force uses Zookas, so I am going to have to be extra careful. If I fail this, I think we might fail this operation. The smarter thing would probably be to wait for someone to clear those front rocket launchers, but ain't Nobody got time for that. We're gonna go back in this neighborhood. Why I have that bombardier loaded, you might ask? It's because I forgot to get rid of it. So we're gonna do 7 boats, and often you can do 9 boats on this right hand side easily. If you don't believe me or you want to hear how to do that, do let me know. It's as simple as using those lines that are on shore. We are going to use a side flare because I am old school. We are going to not drop our bombardiers because we don't want to deal with that. And then we are going to do this ridiculously long flare because we can, and getting our troops moving. And as soon as they cross that yellow line, we're going to drop Miss Brick. She is going to catch up right in the nick of time. Those yellow line right on shore makes everything better. If you want any sort of details about any of this stuff, or that any of this stuff made you curious, do hit me up in the comments. All of these paths are so well known. I would love to see some new operation bases. I would love to see Task Force versus Task Force. We don't know if any of that stuff is coming, but this Boom Pass seems to have given Boom Beach all sorts of life. We cannot use battle orders. I am too low on GBE. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to use... Oh, did I just miss that shock? Yes, I did. Oh, no! Oh, we got so lucky. Need to get a med kit out, but we don't have a med kit, giving us all of the drama. Come on, dudes. Come on, ladies. That was a tad much. I don't know how the heck I missed that shock back there. You notice that these rocket launchers didn't even turn. That was all thanks to that damage on that boom cannon, putting our troops in that pretty little pocket. Anyways, the little tiny bit of information that I have so far, based on you guys using code Zmot in this shop right about here. I actually spelled it right. It's not SNOT or SMOG, even though Boom Beach tries to autocorrect it, getting those free diamonds in the process. Plus your comments, these missions, these rewards have been incredibly popular. And I know that sounds crazy, and I know a lot of you think that the Boom Pass is not great, but it is going to do great things for Boom Beach, is my hope. I also really hope there's going to be an update around June or July, which was the long time ago. That was generally when we got an update, was June and then September. We are now back in full dev mode, so I know the Cyber Trader has been nerfed. Yes, we're going to get those free crates while we're sitting here, but I am hopeful for new awesome stuff coming June, maybe as late as September. I think that's about as long as I am able to wait. Need to get it in the first 3 to 4 months of that Boom Pass. And if you don't like the Boom Pass how it is now, please do comment on my video or on Boom Beach's videos, social media, all that stuff, because I need your feedback. I am Zmot. Thank you for coming in. Happy weekend. More importantly, commenting is the #1 thing for this video. I'm Zmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.